Today we're going to be going over the iSync.io product. iSync.io is a file sharing collaboration tool that you can use to access your files from any device. We're offering a 7-day free trial at www.isync.io, or alternatively, you can give us a call at 844-438-7962. iSync.io encrypts all the data in transit and at rest on the servers. All of our servers in our data center are redundant. Here's the web portal that you would see when you log in to iSync.io. It's going to keep a list of all your files here, and then on the left side of my screen I have what we call the iSync folder, and you would install that on your laptop or desktop, and that's just going to pull down any files that you have in the cloud. And if I add a file to this or edit a file, it's going to synchronize the change across all my devices. So no matter where I am, I'm always going to have access to it. iSync folder is one way you could access your files. It does take up space on your hard drive, so an alternative to this folder is what we call iSync WebDAV. An iSync WebDAV will allow you to map a drive to our data centers where you'll type in your username and password, and it will pull down all the files that you have access to, where they're not actually on your machine, you're just viewing them off our server. So this is an alternative way to access your files instead of using the iSync folder. If I come into the web portal, you're going to see a bunch of different folders and files. The ones at the top with the people on them, those are what we call team shares. So I'm just sharing those with other people in my team. If I make an edit, everybody else on my team gets updated. Below my team shares are just files that are personal to my account, so I'm the only one who could see them. But I can share files out with third parties. So if I right-click on a folder or a file, I can hit this share button. And there's two different types of shares I can do. I can do a public share. That's just going to email somebody this link. They can click the link and download the files. A secure share will create what we call a guest account. A guest account will get a username, a password. They'll be able to log into the web portal, download and upload files. You can put an expiration date on shares, and then share with, you'll just type in their email address, and then hit enter. The person will be added to the list, and you'll be able to set their permissions. Should they be able to upload, and can they delete? Once you hit save, they'll receive an email with instructions on how to log in. You can also right-click on a document, and it's going to give you a bunch of options. But if I click revisions, this is going to show me every time my file's changed. So if I need to go back to an older version or restore an older version, I'll be able to do that here. If I come over to the Shares tab, this is going to track any shares I'm a part of. I can create a team share from this view and add people from my company. Any items I've shared out with third parties are also tracked, so it will tell me how many times they were viewed or downloaded. So for example, this user guide here was viewed once, downloaded once, and I'm able to click this arrow and see who I sent that to. The Guest tab will keep track of all the guest accounts I've created. I can delete them out if I don't want them logging in anymore. I'm also able to create guests manually if I want to set the password for them. We also have a file folder backup feature that's an extra add-on feature that we put in. This is an extra charge, but this is good if you wanted to back up files or folders on your laptop or desktop. If I hit create backup, it's going to list every device I've installed an agent on. I can click into that device, go into my drive, and start backing up folders to the cloud. And it's just going to continuously back these folders up as soon as a change is made. And if I come to the Backups tab, I'm able to see my backups. I can browse what was in them. I can right-click on folders and download them. I can right-click on files, download, see the revisions, and also share them out. The only difference between backups and the files in the iSync folder is that the backups aren't synchronizing to all your devices. They're just backing up directly to the cloud. But you are able to access your backup from the web portal and also the mobile apps. The File Report tab is going to keep track of all the files in your account and the last date they were modified. you could export this information to a CSV file. The activity log will keep track of all the activity in the system. It will even show activity of guest accounts, activity within your team shares that you're a part of. You can narrow down specific actions, so if somebody moved a file, and you can even look for a specific date range. So it's just a good audit trail if you need to backtrack and see what users have been doing. When you log into the web portal, you're able to upload files from the web, or you can come up to the Download iSync tool app. We have a Windows and Mac agent that will install this iSync folder. We have an Outlook plugin that's going to allow you to share large files directly through an Outlook email. And then, of course, Android, iOS, and Windows Phone app. Those are going to work on your tablets and smartphones, and you can find these apps in the App Store. There's two sides to the iSync.io portal. There's the normal user side, which we're on currently, and then there's also the admin console. And if you're an admin, you're going to have the organization button in the top left. And when I click that, this is where you can manage all the users, shares, backups, reporting. This dashboard view is going to show you a bunch of general information, how much storage you're using, how many accounts you have, any recent activity you've done, what file extensions you're uploading, and how much storage they're taking up. You can export all this data into the Reports tab, and you can send that out on a daily, weekly, or monthly schedule. The Accounts tab is where you can create new accounts, edit existing accounts. You're also able to do remote wipe. So if a user leaves the company, you're able to delete out their account and then remotely wipe their devices. So just an extra security feature. Guest tab is going to let you manage every guest that was created. You can edit or delete them here. The Machines tab will keep track of every device where an agent was installed. You can see if they're synced, if they're syncing, if there was an error, if it needs an update, or if it's offline. So from this Machines tab, you're going to be able to keep track of every device an app was installed on. The Shares tab is where you'll create your shared folders. You can browse them, manage subscribers on them, edit them, or delete them. But if you want to create a new team share, you'll just click the New Team Share button. We'll give it a name, and then we'll just add the users that should have access and hit Save. Now, another point to keep in mind here is not only can I choose who has access to the share, I can hit this plus sign and choose where they should have access. So maybe I don't want them syncing down this folder to their local machine or any future machines. I only want them to access it through the web app, web, and mobile. From the admin console, admins also have a Backups tab. And if they create a new backup, they're able to back up for any user within the system that's installed an agent. So if I click into this user, I can see the list of devices they have, click into it, and then remotely back up their device for them. Admins also have access to an activity log where it's going to track every single activity that's happened within the system. You're also able to create alerts under the activity log. So if somebody adds an account or hits 80% of their storage, you can push these alerts to email or text message. Again, the Reporting tab, you're going to be able to create reports and put them on schedules, so you can get those either daily, weekly, or monthly. The Settings tab has a bunch of other options. You can customize email templates that get sent out. So if somebody, so you can change the welcome email, the guest welcome email, or even when you share something out. And Policies is where you can edit certain policies as well. So if you wanted to set a revision policy or choose what kind of permissions users are going to have, it would all be done under this Policies tab. Again, I'd like to let you know that you can go to www.isync.io for a free 7-day trial. Or, again, you can call us at 844-438-7962. Thank you for